All right, guys, what's going on? So listen, I'm gonna give you an example of why Jasmy's technology and data democracy is vital, so vital moving forward, guys. These companies, you have to understand whether you care or not, you should care that these companies, Meta, Google, are making billions of dollars off of our data that we should be making that money for. That should be going into our pockets, not into the pockets of these enterprises, these massive companies, right? So what we have here, I'm going to play this video for you guys, and I want you to watch it. It says, this Meta or Facebook representative is pushing for legislation that would require the App Store to give the app users, so to give our information, our KYC, so to speak, to Meta. They're trying to get more of your information directly from the App Store itself, right? They're trying to pass legislation to get this done, and they're doing it all in the name of saving our children, right? It's to protect our children that they need our information. Now, I'm going to play this video for you guys, and I want you to watch it. Notice that it comes up, but notice she never says in this video, in this interview, that they have no intention of financially benefiting from our data or selling our data. She dances around it, but she never comes out and says, well, no, we're not going to financially benefit. We're not going to sell your data. She sarcastically talks about it like they wouldn't, but she never commits to not doing it. Listen up, guys. I'm going to play this for you.
Look, I imagine what's happening inside of Meta is a whole question about trade-offs. We can either lock this whole thing down, or the trade-off is going to be that we're going to allow people to have a free flow of information. But if we have a free flow of information, there's going to be some stuff that's going to get through. And the question is whether there are certain either people and or age groups, either self-identified or otherwise, that should be locked down in advance. I mean, I think that is the fundamental question, even with the trade-off being that there are going to be some users, and maybe even a large number of users, who are completely and utterly annoyed because they're going to get entrapped. They'll be trapped by the system that actually misidentifies them. So part of me wants to understand the sort of psychological, philosophical conversation that happens inside Meta about, whether I get trapped. Hopefully I'm not a predator doing anything inappropriate, but somehow I get sort of put in some kind of net for a reason that makes no sense. I would almost prefer that you put innocent people in a tougher place if you could avoid some of these horrific things from happening. And I want to understand that conversation.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. And actually, we do find ourselves erring on the side of caution in this area. So with the launch of teen accounts, for example, we will be putting anybody who is under the age of 18 into these accounts. They have built-in protections. For those who are under 16,
right. Okay, but
hold on, this is going to answer your question. Just give me 1 second. For those who are under the age of 16, they have to get their parents' permission. As part of this work, we are going to be trying to identify teens who may be lying about their age, teens whose age, so predicting what age they are.
They have to have an ID or something that they show you, or like a school ID even?
People who we predict to be teens who may be adults are going to get trapped in that system. That is okay. We will then ask them to verify, to demonstrate that they're an adult, and we can.
So they're going to want KYC.
Move them back into an account.
Right.
But the idea here is that we want to use technology to predict there are going to be errors, and you will see
Currently,
that.
do you do that?
We're working on building that technology.
So that does, okay.
It's complicated to build.
No, I'm not saying it's not complicated to build, but the question is, do you feel like it's fair to say you're late in building it? Meaning, this idea of identifying kids online or people who are not identifying themselves as the appropriate age seems like something that you would have thought about a long time ago. This is not a new issue. It may be hard to resolve or not so easy, but when you see that one person is friends with 30 other people who all do identify as 15 years old, all of a sudden, I actually don't think the model becomes that difficult. It becomes difficult on the edges, sure.
Well, so it is actually more difficult than you would think. And no, I don't think we're behind. This is actually a challenge for all of industry. All of industry is facing this challenge. We do already use some of this technology. We are expanding this technology. The other thing that we are doing, because it is so difficult, is we're pushing for legislation that would require the App Store or the operating system to give that information to apps like ours across the internet.
Oh,
the reason that
information
matters
on the user themselves.
Yeah,
verify it.
The reason that matters is because the App Store has this information.
Because they have a credit card.
Yeah,
they're trying to get the App Store to give them everyone's information. Now, they're hiding under the guise of protecting children. Okay. Now, I want to say this, and I'm speaking from real life experience here. Okay. I got 6 kids. It's on the parents to protect their children, for one. For two, there are already technologies. My wife uses technology on our daughter's cell phone. My wife downloaded an app onto my daughter's cell phone. And what that app does is it sends everything that my daughter does on her phone goes directly to my wife's phone, whether it's searching the internet, texting, chatting, whatever it is she's doing, social media. My wife gets to see all of it. It goes all the way, all over to my wife's phone. So we already have that kind of protections in place for parents to guide and monitor what children are doing online. Okay. So in saying that, like, my wife's able to go through her messages, all that stuff if she wants. Okay. We don't need Meta to take all of our KYC and get all of our information and stuff like that. We don't need it. They want to sell it. They want to know who's 15, who's 18, who's 13, who's 25, who's 60, who's 40, so that they can sell to companies that can advertise to those age groups. That's what they're doing here.
They know it already. We don't have to go through trying to either collect somebody's ID or ask them to provide like a facial selfie. Right. So this is,
and of course, Apple doesn't want to give you that information because they think that you're going to use that information for advertising or to use it in some other way, right?
They don't think. They know you're going to use it for advertising.
And that's the issue.
But there are very, very simple ways for them to give us information that would not necessarily be any more privacy intrusive. So we only need the age. We don't necessarily need the birthday, for example.
Right, but the age then allows you to turn around and tell said advertiser that they're now part of a different demographic than you might have thought.
By the way, when I signed up for my Facebook account.
See? So they want age groups. That's all they need. She's like, we need age groups. Because you have age groups when you're marketing, you know which demographic your product sells to based on age groups, right? So that's why they're saying all we need is the age group. That's all we need. We just need to know how old you are. We need to know, are you a male between 25 and 35? Well, guess what? What products do we target towards those age groups? That's what they're doing, guys.
I told you how old I was.
Correct.
So you guys should have that information.
We have what you told us, but as a parent,
but you're not a child. A child will lie.
Teens may lie.
Parents,
and so,
not parents may not lie, but the predators may lie.
But you're right. Sure. This is one of the reasons we want to do this also at the OS App Store, because that's when
I can understand the App Store saying, do your own homework. You guys created these accounts and you unleashed them. You guys figure it out.
Well, but we deliver them through the App Store, and they indicate to us that they provide safety and security, and that all apps pay a fee to be in that App Store. It is the way, and it is what makes it much simpler for parents. Parents are there. You'd literally be able to say, I don't approve download. Like, for example, you don't want your teen on social media. If you were to try to download that app, you would be in a position immediately to get a notification. Right now, you're not.
Yes, you are. Like I said, my wife has an app on her phone that tells her everything our children do on their phones, right? First of all. So you notice how it came up in conversation. The guy said, they don't want to, Apple doesn't want to provide you with this information because they think you're going to use it for marketing and selling the information. Do you notice how she never once denied that they would do that? You notice how if that wasn't their intention, or it wasn't even an effect of the cause, then why wouldn't she just come out and say, oh no, we're not going to sell people's information? Because of course they're going to sell our information. This is why JASMY's technology is so vital for the future. These companies are selling your information. That's why there's ads in front of your face whenever you go on Facebook or X or whatever it is. X has gotten better since Elon took over, I will admit, But all of these social media markets, you go on and you're just flooded. Instagram, you're flooded with marketing, and they do it based on your age group, your data. What do you do? Where do you go? What do you like? What do you look up? Right? What pictures or which pages do you follow? Right? That's how they get your data, and that's how they market to you. They sell to you subconsciously. That's what they're doing. That's why you need to be able to get paid for your data yourself. It's your data. You need to get paid for it. Not these billionaire companies don't need to continue getting fatter off of our data that no one gave them permission to have. So instead of getting permission from us to sell our data, they're trying to get permission from Apple to do it, the app stores and stuff like that. They're trying to pass legislation so that they have rights to our data, right? JASMY and the personal data locker puts the power back in your hands, right? So that's just one example, guys, of why JASMY is the future of data democracy. Like and subscribe, click the join button, guys, to join our community. Book your one-on-one coaching calls over on the Patreon. The spots fill up extremely fast, guys, so get in there, get your spot booked. Join us in our group video coaching calls as well. We discuss all of the top topics in crypto. We discuss staking, DeFi, onboarding, offboarding, fiat, transferring money, or sorry, transferring crypto, SEC cases, everything that you need to know and learn, we discuss in our group chat. So join the conversation, guys. The link is down below in the description. Come on over to our community, join our video calls, and let's get you educated. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.